I couldn't wait to talk to you about this Beyoncé baby bump conspiracy rumor, fake pregnancy thing that's being alleged. I just don't even know where to start, so I'm going to take you through it step by step. Here's how the rumor got started. Beyoncé recently, like last Sunday, appeared on an Australian show. And when she sat down, the baby bump squashed, bent, and crumpled. Hold on. As ridiculous as it sounds, you know I did my research and we've got the video to prove. Hold on. So people started questioning, was this baby bump real or fake? Now, being a woman who, you know, I had my baby bump, many of you have had baby bumps, I never remember my baby bump squat. Just take a look at the video. Okay, so here's Beyoncé and she's walking out and everything is fine, she's 5 months pregnant. Then she sits down and, okay, no, we're gonna rerun it until you see it. Let's do it in slow motion. You'll notice she's either giving birth to a Frisbee or Stewie from Family Guy. Look at the shape. Look, do you see? There it is, there it is. What that is, B? Okay, now let's bring it back and freeze it. Yeah, oh yeah, we're analyzing. There it is. What is that? Is that a baby bump? I don't know. I was on bed rest the whole time. I'm not exactly sure. But I can tell you, when I would get out of the bed and sit up at a kitchen table, I wouldn't be able to sit like that. Like, I was so concerned about my back and the baby. Even at 5 months, you know, I sat like this, right? Well, look, Beyoncé has denied these rumors, saying that they're stupid and they're ridiculous. And, you know, there've also been words that, well, she took a picture in a bikini, it's on the internet. Okay, take a look at the picture. Okay, be very clear. Then I'm pregnant too. I mean, anybody who's had a good smothered pork chop or a good burrito, girls, come on, we all get this. Morel, my makeup artist, can make a good one. Right, Morel? I mean, I'm not, I'm gonna get red later. Look, I'm not saying that she's not pregnant there. All I'm saying is, honestly, that proves absolutely nothing to me. But I would like to believe that Beyoncé is really pregnant. I don't like to believe that people play around with pregnancy. I've had so many miscarriages and I beg God so much for my own. So I just don't like to. And all right, here's some alleged conspiracy theories. Number one, the baby is helping Beyoncé's sagging recording career. It is sagging. I mean, the statistics show, but you forget all about that because you're so focused on, oh, Beyoncé's pregnant. Number two, these are conspiracy theories. Beyoncé's pregnancy is a way of keeping Jay-Z's alleged mistress away. You know, this is what I love about this show. You can't see everything that I can see, but people are snapping their necks in nodation. How about this one? How about this one? The alleged woman over in, allegedly, Trinidad with the alleged 10-year-old alleged son, allegedly by Jay-Z. Beyonce's trying to keep up with her, allegedly. And how about this? And this is the most disgusting one. Beyonce's gonna use a surrogate so she can maintain her body. I don't believe that one. Well, here's one that's even more disgusting than that. They're adopting, but they're gonna play it off like it's allegedly, you know, like they gave birth. I don't know, but I can. Okay, now you remember I was the first one to say this. And you remember, because wait, I haven't said it yet. Watch. It's gonna be an at-home water birth in the master bathroom. There are gonna be 3 people there. Beyoncé, Jay-Z, and her mother, Miss Tina. Watch. There will be none of those nurses. There will not be any witnesses at the nurse's station or anything like that. Beyoncé, come on, you're not like that, are you? You know how some of these celebrities can be, though. Anything for attention. Anything for attention. On Wendy, we like to give you as much information as possible. So we're gonna do a little experiment. We have 2 pregnant Wendy staffers, Suzanne and Charlotte. Come on out.
you doing?
Suzanne, is this my dress?
Yes.
It's a size 8. Don't fart in it.
Too late.
And Charlotte, you look lovely as well.
Wendy. You're not used to seeing me in a dress.
I was going to say, neither one of them come to work like this. We are all about Uggs and leggings here at Wendy, right? To do the good work. All right. Now, Charlotte, I must tell you, in the red dress is due in November.
Late November.
Late November. But Suzanne is due in February, like Beyoncé.
Exactly.
All right. Do you know whether you're having a boy or girl?
Nope, not finding out.
Are you boy or girl?
No, but if it's a girl, I'm naming her Beyoncé.
Okay, now look. Okay, so the chairs are out here. And Charlotte, first you sit like a pregnant lady sits.
Okay, here we go.
Uh-oh. John, maybe we need you to hold the chair, just steady it for the girls. Well, you didn't do anything weird. Belly didn't turn into a frisbee.
here.
Suzanne, let's see you sit. John's gonna hold the chair. Oh. Experiment done. Do you girls, Charlotte, we'll start with you. Do you think that Beyonce's really going to give birth to a baby?
I do think she's pregnant. I find it very hard that one of the most photographed celebrities would fake her pregnancy for 9 months.
I know.
Yeah.
Imagine how you'd turn on her, though, if it turned out not to be true. Suzanne, do you think that she's really going to give birth to a baby?
I think it's questionable.
Wow. Well, look. You go to wendyshow.com. That's going to be my question of the day. Do you think that Beyonce is going to give birth to a baby in February, like Suzanne? Okay. Do you girls want to stay for the rest of Hot Topics?
I have to go brief my guest. Miss Robbie's coming.
Okay, right, okay. And what are you doing?
I gotta warm up the audience.
Oh,
Okay.
she's helping to warm up the audience.
Okay,
Go
bye.
ahead.
Thank
Just
you.
right there. All right, and this is John from Long Island, who we love here at Wendy. Go ahead. Thank you, John. That was the stupidest experiment ever. The girls just wanted an excuse to wear heels and look really purty and pregnant. Beyonce, I hope you're not lying. All right, let's move on. I was reading the National Enquirer yesterday, and I ran across this article about Jay-Z and Beyonce that's responding to the surrogate rumors. Did she have a baby? Is the baby hers? Is the baby her baby, but somebody else had it? Did she adopt? That whole bit. So everybody in the world had been talking prior to her giving birth about this crunching baby bump and being suspicious. Remember the crunching baby bump story? And being suspicious about, the nature of her pregnancy, including ABC's Katie Couric, The Talk, Entertainment Tonight, Inside Edition. But I was shocked at what Beyonce said in the article as I kept reading along, because they brought my name up. And I'm just like, are you serious? No, we do Hot Topics. I like the attention. However, I just want you to know that me and Hot Topics team waited. We delayed doing this story until we said, well, wow, this crunching baby bump is really getting a lot of, steam behind it. Let's make a skit. Remember, you guys, and we rehearsed it the day before. Suzanne, we brought you and Charlotte, who's still on maternity, out with your baby bumps. Yeah. Originally, we were gonna have you sit on toilets. Then we said that wasn't tasteful. You remember, John Anderson, you pushed the toilets out, and then we brought them back. Anyway, look. So I'm reading the article, nobody else's name is brought up. Then I run across what the couple found most, excuse me, it's in the Enquirer. You gotta show the cover for legal reasons. And here's the article. Okay. What the couple found most difficult to deal with, says another source, was the fact that some of the rumors were being perpetuated by people they considered friends, like talk show host Wendy Williams. Well, first of all, you're not a credible source, because if you were, then you would know, I've never partied with them. I've never been to their house. I don't swim in their pool. Like, we're not friends. I'm a pop culture pundit and commentator, right? That's what you call it. Pop culture woman. And I talk about people and what they're doing when they're celebrities like you. So we're not friends, but I do like you and I respect both of their grinds, and I certainly am happy for the baby, but there's more. On the Gab Fest, I love that term. Wendy had 2 of her staff members, Suzanne, that would be you,
yes, that was
and
me.
Charla,
Yes.
who were pregnant. P.S. Suzanne is due in February. give a live demonstration to see if anything strange occurred when their baby bumps, when they took a seat. The stunt left Beyoncé angered beyond belief. That means she watches. I'll give you a little history with our relationship. No, really. You know, I like these people. I respect their grind. Welcome to the world, baby. Beyonce, you and I have met a couple of times at radio stations, and that's it. Jay-Z, you remember, we go so far back that you used to do free parties for me over in Brooklyn. I remember Foxy Brown took the stage one time, and you were over in the corner working on your lyrics. So that's how far back we go. And now look at you now. You're married, you're rich, you're successful. Welcome to the world, Baby Blue. Gab Fest, I love that. Do we have any Beyonce fans here today? That's what I say. I mean, I can't wait for Beyonce's intermission performance. It's gonna be really good. You know, she's been posting pictures on her website behind the scenes at her rehearsal. First of all, Suzanne, why couldn't you wear that? You are. Look at your outfit, and look at Beyonce's outfit. Boy,
beautiful.
I would have loved to have worn some of those leather shorts, though. It's a good intermission outfit. Anyway, Beyonce, you know, oh God, that's a great outfit. She's already posted some of her rehearsal on her website, and we have a little clip of it for you. It looks like it's going to be really, well, that's about as much as, do we have any B-roll of it? Yeah, let's roll that. First of all, her body looks great. And all I want her to do is get down and break it down. And, you know, like I've said a million times, I prefer if she lip-synced and not try to prove to you guys that she can sing. You know she can sing. I know she's under a tremendous amount of pressure right now. Should she lip-sync or not lip-sync, or lip-sync 50% of the time or not? As far as I'm concerned, she can lip-sync the whole performance. Because the thing about Beyonce and Lady Gaga and Madonna and some of these girls is that they are showgirls. So they don't just sing, they perform, they dance, they get down, they do costume changes. I mean, you know, and Beyonce is the costume. I know it's a lot of pressure, but just sing, well, lip sync and dance and do it. And now they say that when Madonna performed at the Super Bowl, I think it was last year, that that was the highest rated Super Bowl ever, ever, ever. But I think that Beyonce can top that this year because, yeah. I think that Madonna is loved, but she's loved by a certain segment of the population, and I think that's based on age. Beyonce is loved by every age. Just my thought. So I'm looking forward to seeing her, and you know, the speculation about whether she's going to be performing with Destiny's Child still goes on. You know, I think that she probably will, but she wanted to keep it under wraps, and then Michelle had to step out and deny that there was a reunion. She claimed that she couldn't be part of it because she was busy on Broadway with the musical Fela. Only we here did a little research to see if we could get some tickets, and on the recording it said that Michelle was taking her little Fela break right in time for the Super Bowl. They didn't mention the Super Bowl, but exactly. Michelle, I know Beyonce dressed you down when she heard about that, Michelle. Michelle, I love you, but they could have still performed. Kelly and Beyonce could have performed without you. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I like Michelle, but ever since she fell on BET 106 in Park, and she doesn't look like the rest, and she doesn't act like the rest, and she wasn't an original member, and just, Michelle, you're always messing up. Anyway, Beyonce's directing and starring in an HBO documentary about her life. And it can tell you that this documentary has our staff here at Wendy divided. Half the people are hating hard and saying, why is she doing a documentary? We know all that there is to know. I'm not one of those people. I am a Beyonce fan. Even if she tells us that story about how her daddy used to have them run in high heels again, I'm watching. Because fortunately, one of the TVs in our kitchen has closed captioning, so I'll be able to understand what she says. You know, Beyonce can't talk. You all, Beyonce sounds like she's got a 5th grade education. She can't talk. Excuse me, I just said I'm a fan, but we have to call a spade a spade. I mean, honestly. And we really do have the closed captioning just for times like that. She's even gonna give us a glimpse of her baby bump, which, you know, we had never seen it, like when she lifts up her shirt and shows it. We have a sneak peek. It's our hot clip of the day. Let's do it now, go.
I always battle with how much do I reveal about myself. If I'm scared, be scared. Allow it. Release it.
Her documentary airs February 16th on HBO. It's going to be a good one. So she kicked off this world tour. We've been telling you about it, but every day there's something new to tell you, so we continue. Do you see her swooping in on a zip line like Andy Dick on American Idol? Well, she's singing Love on Top there, and she's tossing it and doing it in that cat suit. I love it. But get this. Beyonce is banning photographers from her concert to avoid unflattering photos. Instead, she wants to hire her own photographers who will provide the media with pre-approved images like, well, like this one. She likes that. Do you notice how there's more material in the crotch so that she's not getting a front wedgie, girls? Do you know what I'm saying? This new rule comes after the unattractive photos that have surfaced, like the one at the Super Bowl, which looked like this. Where she's got the muscle face, and you know, but the thing is, Beyonce, what planet do you live on? You can't ban cameras. Everybody's got cell phones with cameras, and now, even the cell phones zoom in. And also, people still walk around with those cameras that hang around your head where you go like this and really zoom in. So you can't ban cameras. Beyonce, listen, we all know that you're beautiful. Everybody has unflattering pictures of them out there someplace. You can't really control that. I hate taking pictures too, though. I mean, like the unflattering pictures. Like sometimes I'll see you guys out, you know, at the stores, and you'll ask, you know, can you take a picture? And I always say no. I mean, how you doing? To a lot of you I say, I always say no, but listen to the reason that I say no, because first of all, the difference between your height and my height is usually so great, and then the short person taking the picture is short, and then you're taking the picture, so it's from here up, you know, my nose, and when you see me out at the shop, right, like I'm not wearing makeup, and I don't feel like being shady and putting on sunglasses, and I just don't even want to go through it. And then a lot of you all think that because I sit here laughing and rubbing my teeth and twisting my wig and stuff on the show, that it's cool to come up to me and lay on my boobs. Like, that is not cool. That is not cool. This week, Beyonce released an audio clip from her first new single in 2 years. The song is called Bow Down, and it's caused some controversy over what some fans are saying. It's just very offensive, lyrically speaking. The lyrics raise a lot of eyebrows. Here's one of the lines right here. Look. I know when you were little girls, you dreamt of being in my world. Don't forget it. Respect that. Bow down, B words. So what are your thoughts? We'll go to you, Mai Tai, first.
I mean, listen to the song. I liked it. I love Beyonce, but I honestly think that Jay-Z's putting thoughts in her head.
Her husband. Yeah.
AJ?
She's a woman who hasn't done anything throughout her career that's not exactly calculated, doesn't have an exact purpose. So to me, it was a little surprising. She's not the kind of an artist who needs to do something to get attention. And if that was the purpose here, I mean, look, she gets all the attention she needs. If that was the point, though, to me, that's a big miss. I think there's more to the story, and I think when we get to talk to Beyonce about it, I think we're really going to find out what was going on.
You're going to get to talk to Beyonce? I love that.
I'm planning on doing that.
You know
what
what?
do you say, Nancy?
I love her, and I wish I wrote the song. I do. Every once in a while, I mean, you know, like every once in a while, I think women need to just sort of like go off and say, bow down. I do. Maybe you don't.
If you have to say bow down, then there's no need to bow down. It's like if you call yourself a diva, then you're not really a diva. There's certain things that don't need to be said. I mean, You know, a few weeks ago, she was singing at the inauguration. Then she was performing at the Super Bowl. We celebrate. You're on a Pepsi can, for goodness sakes, to tell B words, to bow down. And then you're saying girls run the world. And it's the thing about Jay-Z, here's how I think that if she wanted to say something slick, she could have said it on his album where she just popped in the studio and did a verse.
Yeah.
And that's it.
idea.
But here's what some Wendy watchers say. They said, Jendy G says she preaches about women empowerment, but then turns around and calls them B words and demands them to bow down. Beyonce is such a hypocrite. And Starmaine P says, this is one of the Beyonce CDs that my granddaughters can enjoy. Yeah. Gosh, do you ever wonder if Sasha and Malia will be listening to this CD? And how do you align yourself with the president and then say, I want...
But you know what? It's a song. It's a song and it's entertainment. And I actually agree with AJ in the sense that I bet she's loves stirring up controversy.
Yeah.
We're talking about it. People are going to buy the record. I mean, Madonna, who some people think really empowered women, she did a lot more offensive things than the song.
I know,
did.
but Beyonce's different.
I know, no, she's
Is it
completely different.
Is it an official single? Is it an official release, or is it a bootleg that maybe came out that she?
I heard it on the radio.
She did release this. There was a piece of me that almost felt like, I have no idea, almost felt like she just did that documentary.
Yeah.
Where she was so vulnerable.
Right.
And in a place we never get to see her.
Right.
She's so to herself.
Yeah.
And she's saying the inauguration and got all that backlash for the lip sync gate.
Right.
There's a piece of me that feels like, did she need to kind of pour it on the other edge?
Yeah.
It's one thing, though, when you have a teen star who wants to change their image
Right.
and they go to that edge. I don't always think it's a great move. Beyonce doesn't need to do that.
Yeah, she doesn't need to do that.
A couple of weeks now, there have been rumors swirling around that Beyonce's pregnant with her second child. Well, any woman who's ever given birth knows that for that first year after you give birth, you are so open to get pregnant again. So it's not difficult to believe that she could be pregnant again. And she, you know, these rumors all started when she was interviewing and she admitted that she wants more kids. She said that, you know, little Blue needs a companion. So then we all saw her at the Met Gala. And I don't know whether I said this to you, but she could very well be pregnant under that. To a trained eye, especially somebody who can glance at material a little bit and knows a little bit about what a waspy belt does, that waspy belt is up higher than what her waist is. You see, her navel's down here, the belt is up here. Second of all, the waspy belt has all those holes to be pulled tight and snatched. But it's not pulled tight. And if you look at that material, and I've never touched this Givenchy dress, so I can't tell, but doesn't it look like it's made of heavier brocade? So then it will not like pop out to a belly. It'll just kind of lay heavy going straight down. She could very well be pregnant right there. And then here she is performing last week in this blue, do you see that? Do you see that? In that blue catsuit? Now that could be a burrito. Because you know sometimes how the food lays heavy right down here. But I suspect it's a Bambino. And also earlier this week, she canceled a show in Belgium due to exhaustion and dehydration. There were also rumors swirling that there were all the photographers band together. You know, she wants that no photographer thing, and the photographer's like, we're gonna take your picture no matter what. So people were trying to say she canceled the show, exhaustion, dehydration, and, you know, the photographers were going to swoop down on her. But I don't know. I'm beginning to think she's pregnant. And then finally, I heard a little something that she's due in December if she is pregnant. And she plans on announcing that she's pregnant at the BET Awards. Remember, she announced that she was pregnant on the MTV Awards. But the MTV Awards don't play until August. So by then, we would already know the BET Awards are just around the corner, right? Just around the corner. So we'll be watching. And congratulations in advance. By the way, as a sidebar to Baby Blue, I also was reading a lot, you know, regarding people having comments about Baby Blue's appearance in public, because, you know, she wears the work boots and the jeans and, you know, the curly hair. And people are actually going in on the baby, saying, when are they going to dress her like a girl? In my opinion, as far as the hair, Beyonce's doing the right thing, because any girl who wears magic hair understands that as soon as you start pulling and tugging and pulling, baldness is imminent. So what they're doing is they're leaving that little girl's hair alone to be wild and free. And as far as the jeans and the Timberland, they're teaching her early to knuckle up, because you were going to be an heiress and people are going to be trying to come for you, and you're going to have to learn how to stand up for yourself. I think the little girl is cute. So now Beyonce's Kelly Rowland, formerly of Destiny's Child, is finally admitting something that I guess many people might have suspected, kind of, sort of. There was a point in her life that she was jealous of Beyonce. No word on whether that point is over. So I'm going to say was, just because since the breakup of Destiny's Child, Kelly and Beyonce have remained close. But Kelly's new song, Dirty Laundry, in the song, she's admitting that she was jealous at one point of Beyonce's success. Kelly also says that in the song, she talks about how there was this guy in her life, this boyfriend, who abused her and told her, your mother doesn't love you, your father doesn't love you, and Beyonce doesn't give a damn. And I'm like, well, who is this guy? So me and Hot Topics got to searching. And I'm ready to file my report. We can't find who the guy is. Best we can tell, Kelly is like 33 years old. I don't know whether this was right after the breakup of Destiny's Child or last year or what, but I just can't imagine that she was being abused and then told that Beyonce doesn't love her when, even though Kelly might have been jealous because Beyonce went off and married Jay-Z and did, all the music and then had Baby Blue, there's a little something there, maybe, but they've always given us the illusion that they're close. Well, Kelly, your song, her song, by the way, was written by The Dream, who writes brilliant music. So the words were right on point. But the music of the song just didn't hold me. This is not going to be #1 on the hit parade in my mind. It was an interesting song to hear Kelly talk about her past life, but the song, not so much. Kelly's album is due out later this month, so we'll see what else she's got for us. Hi, Michelle. By the way, Tina's daughter, Beyoncé, is taking a little heat for doing something daring in New Zealand on her Mrs. Carter World Tour. She went sky jumping, and people are like, why are you sky jumping? You're a mom now. It was she look, 630 feet high, and she did it. That is crazy. That is crazy. I'm scared of heights, so that's not something I would do, but critics are saying that she shouldn't be putting her life in danger because she's a mom now. Why is it that people think that when you're a mother, your life has to stop? Go for it, Beyonce. How brave of you. There's a new book coming out just in time for the holiday season. I don't know about you, but I find books to be a great gift as long as you're gonna put a lot of thought into the book that you're giving to the person. Like if you wanna give me a book, here's the book I'd want. It's a juicy tell-all about the Hollywood, it's by a Hollywood casting director revealing some surprising information about some of our favorite stars, one of them being Beyonce. I know, don't you want the book too? It'll be out like December 1st. Beyonce reportedly refused to audition for a role in the animated Disney movie, The Princess and the Frog. Well, she reportedly expected the role to be rolled out for her and handed to her. Alicia Keys, on the other hand, auditioned 3 times and still didn't get the role. The role went to Anika Noni Rose. Now, she played a little princess in one of the animated movies, and she was really good at that. She was the first, I think, Disney princess. And she's been here on our show before, but you can kind of see where, okay, it's a lot cheaper to hire Anika than to hire Beyonce or Alicia Keys. But here's the bigger thing. Why should Beyonce have to audition for a role that requires singing and acting, and it's a cartoon role? That's Beyonce. Like, really, Disney? You know, when I sit here in my purple chair and I talk to you about the hot topics, I always try to be as fair as I possibly can. And a lot of you all say, well, I waffle in my opinion. Well, you know what? It's not that I waffle in my opinion. It's that when you don't dislike somebody or something that they do, to me, it's not cut and dry. You know, in this particular case, and we've said a lot of things about Beyoncé here, good and bad. But let me just say this. Beyoncé Knowles should not have to audition to play an animated frog in a Disney movie. Now, maybe Alicia Keys, yes, because I've never seen Alicia Keys act. To my best knowledge, she's a brilliant singer, and the frog does sing, but not act. They should have given it to Beyoncé, and probably some elocution lessons along with it. Well, you know, Beyoncé, come on, frog, get off my lily pad. I mean, come on now. She's a real looker, and she's a great singer, but she speaks the Ebonics, and that might not be good for a Disney movie. But she should have gotten some elocution lessons and then gotten the role. But congratulations to you, Anika Nani Rose. Well, Beyoncé doesn't approve of her mother's new man. Her mother's name is Tina, and that's a dynamite couple right there, right? Yeah, dynamite. It's a good-looking family. Well, Tina's reportedly dating, and I told you this, the former soap star Richard Lawson. Don't you remember Richard from the soaps? He used to be on General Hospital. He was hot back then, and he's aging to be hot now. And I love that they are like an age-appropriate couple. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, what Beyoncé doesn't like about Richard is that he's allegedly an occasional Scientologist. Well, there's reason to be concerned now. However, this is not Tina Knowles who's going to have another baby. This is not Tina Knowles who is maybe a younger and, you know, just flying by the seat of her pants in love. I mean, I've never met the woman, but to me, she just seems like, it seems like Matthew, the ex-husband, burnt her so badly that she is never going to let another man step on her heart again. So I understand Beyoncé for being concerned. I mean, you know, if my mom started dating again, if they got a divorce or something like that, I would tell my mother how I feel about her new man. But then after that, I'd back away. I'm just glad that she's being occupied. It's not like my mother's having another baby at 78. You know. And so reportedly, Tina wants Beyoncé to butt out of her love life. Yeah, I get it. Just speak your piece, but then butt out. Let your mother have a good time. Tina knows what she's doing. She always looks pissed, doesn't she? This is about the happiest that I've seen Tina Knowles since 1995. I mean, that puss, she's always upset about something, or at least it looks that way. This woman right here could handle that man right there. Yeah. Speaking of Beyoncé, her concert is okay. Attention, Wendy staff. At our holiday Christmas party, I will be wearing this cobalt jumpsuit. My wardrobe stylist, Memsor, is on it. You know, I've lost a few pounds, I've got giant thighs, but they don't rub as hard together as they used to. I've been trying to diet down so I could wear a full sequins catsuit, but you can't follow the beads to find out where I am in the party. You know what I'm saying, girls with big thighs. You know we can't wear sequins in between our legs, right? I got about 3 more ounces to lose, and I'm wearing this to our holiday party. Oh, I'm wearing it all right. I'm wearing it. Yup. Inspired by this one right here. Isn't it beautiful, this jumpsuit? Ugh. Anyway, so her concert's so good, it made Kevin Hart scream like a girl. Just take a look at his reaction to her concert while you're also watching the cobalt jumpsuit glisten. I'm so distracted by the beauty of the jumpsuit. But that was Kevin Hart screaming. That was Christina Milian standing next to them. No, they're not dating. You know she's engaged to somebody else. She was just here talking about it, and Kevin's had a longtime girlfriend for a long time. But that must be a real natural high to be a superstar, to be on stage singing, and all of a sudden you look down and you see other celebrities queening out over you. I mean, that must be really flattering. I remember one time here on the show. Do you all remember when I'm just doing the show, minding my own business, I look up and I see the Oak Ridge Boys? Do you remember that? Suzanne, do you remember?
They had their big beard.
And what about Sandy Duncan? Do you remember Sandy
Yes,
Duncan
Sandy
was here?
Duncan was here, Peter
I look
Pan.
over there, and I'm like, is that Sandy Duncan? But so it must, anyway, thank you, Beyonce, for that piece of entertainment. Thank you, Kevin Hart. One of the things I did over the weekend was I poured through the Beyonce videos. I knew I wasn't the only one. That was a major surprise for her fans. I mean, in this age of the internet leaking things and just people talking, whether it's a makeup artist or the person that does the hair, but everybody kept the secret. And so she managed to release this album with no promotion. And everybody who worked on the album with her kept the secret, including Drake and Justin Timberlake and Miguel and Frank Ocean. I know people who worked on makeup for a couple of these videos, and they didn't even know what was going on. I said, well, what did you see? They said Beyonce had, you know, the things in her ears, and we just saw her moving, but it wasn't like she was doing a video. I just think it's cool that everybody kept confidence. And so there are 17 music videos, which I absolutely love. I know. Really good. She gave us real glimpses into what appears to be, look, there's her daughter. I know, seeing her be active and everything. My favorite song is Drunken Love. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Because first of all, it looked like they were really drunk. I love when she does a song with Jay-Z because it just further cements their love. You know, I love when they work together. So I love that song, Drunken Love. And, nice. And that's the way you do it. I mean, it's the #1 album now in the country. After a matter of, you know, a few hours, the album had already sold like over 500,000 copies in a matter of like quick. And now that the weekend has passed, I'm sure it's probably near 1 million at this particular point. You know, just buy it on the internet, Miley. You don't have to get on a wrecking ball and twerk. Rihanna, you know, you don't have to send constant tweets all day long. I just think it's fantastic that Beyonce was able to pull this off. Only she could do something like that, though. Yeah. Here's the real deal. It's also confirmed that Jay-Z and Beyonce are performing. I know. Hopefully she'll wear this dress because it's a good dress and deserves to be seen again. It's a good one. But listen, here's the deal. I don't know whether they're performing together or whether they're performing separately. I'll tell you how I want to see them perform. First of all, I'm not a huge fan of the Drunken Love song. I'm sorry, it doesn't make me drop it like it's hot. Have I ever told you that? I'm not really a big fan of slow music or medium tempo music. I like that music that makes me feel young and jerky. So if they do Crazy in Love, I need to see that. Okay, they can do Drunken Love as long as they bounce into Crazy in Love and he smacks her in the behind. And they do it. I swear to you, I had a dream. All right, well, I do think that they're gonna perform together. It's not confirmed, but I swear to you, I had a dream 2 nights ago that I just finished doing the show and went to a party right after. And I was in the stairwell waiting to get into the party. And there's Jay-Z standing right here, like we're shoulder to shoulder. I say, hey, what's up? For some reason in my dream, you know, I dropped my regular speak and tried to turn cool. Hey, what's up? And he said, you know what's up. I said, well, yo, like I was talking all yo to him. I was like, well, yo, I'm really happy that you and B, I never call her B in my real life. I'm really happy that you and B are going to be performing together at the Grammys. He said it was supposed to be a surprise, and you said it on your Hot Topics. And he was mad, and then he walked away. But because I had that dream, I know that they're going to be performing together. There's this woman, we talked about her the other day, who had a baby with Beyonce's dad. Did you see Entertainment Tonight, the Inside Edition last night? I love the Inside Edition with Deborah Norville. I mean, they do some really thorough research, and I just love that show. So her name is Alexandra Wright, that's her. And she's claiming that Matthew Knowles, and I told you this earlier in the week, is so behind in child support for their 3-year-old daughter that she's now on public assistant. Or, excuse me, 3-year-old son. The boy's name is Nixon. She's on public assistance. Matthew is claiming it was a clerical error. Clerical error. And he owes a little over $30,000. Well, she went on Inside Edition. I have the clip, just take a look.
How much has Matthew Knowles seen his son?
You've seen more of my son today than he has. I tried everything to not have it public. But unfortunately, that's just not the way that Matthew chose to deal with this.
Matthew Knowles actually suggested that she hand over their son to Beyoncé and Jay-Z so they could raise him as their own before their daughter, Blue Ivy, was born.
Beyoncé and Jay-Z have never attacked me. They've never done anything wrong to me. They have never been negative at all.
That's the gag. That Beyonce and Jay-Z, that Matthew wanted them to take the baby. All right, first of all, I never feel sorry for a side piece. Ever, ever. Especially one who's gonna lay down. I'm sorry, I don't. Especially one that's gonna lay down with Tina's husband. Do you realize that this is the affair that from all I can tell, had a lot to do with breaking up their marriage, Tina and Matthew? Well, he tipped out on her, allegedly. I'll say, this was a good couple when they were together, weren't they? Especially like in my community, we don't have a whole lot of, we're not necessarily legendary for having full families. We're the mom, the dad, Matthew, he was smart back in the day. He had some sort of big job someplace and made great money. And then Tina had the hair salon. And then they really nurtured Beyonce and just a good looking example of what you can do with hard work. And damn it, he tipped out on her and got with this woman. And didn't think even enough about her to even stay in the life. You heard what she said. The interviewer has seen the little boy more than Matthew has. Then why wouldn't you have the pill or the sponge or something? Why wouldn't you try to protect yourself? It's like older men don't use condoms, you know what I mean? Because they don't come from that era. Although I remember I found, they called them rubbers back in the day. I found a rubber in my grandfather's, in the drawer in the break front, and didn't know what it was. No, this is back in the day. You know when you're stupid and you open it up, you don't really know what it is, so you fill it with water just to take a look? That was me. Older men think that they're invincible, like they're not going to catch the monster or whatever. And so sometimes you all don't use what you're supposed to be using. But you, woman, were supposed to protect yourself. So now, Matthew Knowles, you would think that why am I screaming? I'm sorry. Sorry. Getting all lightheaded while I sit here and talk to you. You mean to tell me that Matthew Knowles does not have $32,000? That this clerical mistake was not taken care of earlier this week? You realize we did this story either Monday or Friday. We did it Friday. He had a full weekend to go to the bank, get the money, and mail it to her. Instead, he hasn't done it, so now there she goes on Inside Edition. And the only reason why Jay-Z and Beyonce haven't harassed you, woman, is because you are a non-factor to them, in my mind. You don't even matter. You see, you know what's worse than being on somebody's bad side? Being absolutely ignored by them. You know, if you don't catch a rise, then that means you're a non-factor. They don't care about you, and it's not their responsibility to take care of Baby Blue's uncle, Nixon. And I haven't seen Tina smile since this all went down. She always looks pissed. Do you blame her? Stay off TV, young lady. Get yourself a lawyer and get your money and get a job. Go someplace. Fox News host Bill O'Reilly is saying that Beyoncé is a bad role model. He's talking to Russell Simmons. That's the bald man. You can't see his face, but it's Russell. And I'm going to show you the footage, and then I'm going to give you my opinion. Go ahead.
Explain this. Beyoncé. I saw her sing a Star Spangled Banner at the Super Bowl in Houston. Brilliant. All right. Worth about $350 million. She puts out a new album with a video that glorifies having sex in the back of a limousine. Teenage girls look up to Beyoncé, particularly girls of color. She's an idol to them. I'm saying, why on earth would this woman do that?
Oh, that wasn't even encouraged by Suzanne. You guys just booed. Boo. Well, this is what I say. I say, first of all, teenage girls need to listen to their parents and not a pop star. That's number one. Number two, I have a problem with the whole role model thing. You know, I hope that you're not rolling and modeling me. If there's something that you happen to see that you like, fine. But I'm not here for that. I'm here because I wasn't born wealthy, so I have to work. I agree when Rihanna says, I didn't sign up to be a role model. I am not a role model. I don't recall being a young girl and wanting to roll my model after anybody except, I wanted a loose blueprint, and it was always my mom and dad. You know, I knew one day I wanted to be married. I wanted to be a career girl like my mother. I wanted to have some kids, and I wanted to live in a detached house with a lawn. While raising the kids. After that, then you move into a condo where somebody can shovel the snow for you. But I rolled and modeled after my parents. I never had pictures of pop stars on my walls. I read Tiger Beat magazine, but I never drew hearts with me and Michael Jackson and all that. I never did that. And regarding Beyonce, she's a better role model, if that's what we want to call her now, than a lot of these girls out here. She's a better role model than quite a few of them. She has that, yeah, there she is with her husband and her daughter. And yeah, so she's taught you all how to surfboard. And there are videos on World Star Hip Hop with people teaching girls how to surfboard. You know what? It wouldn't be Beyonce that's showing you how. If it's not Beyonce, it'd be somebody else. But the thing is that if you choose to pick up something like having sex with your man in a limo, one of her songs, you sex with the man in the limo. The man she's having sex with is her husband. I've been doing Hot Topics for over 2 decades now of my entire career, and try as you might, and I'm sure she was up to things when she was a single woman, but she always kept that out of the headlines. I never knew her man hopping from one man to the other, to the other, to the other. She's 32 years old. She's a grown woman. And sorry, and one more thing about this. Beyonce has range that a lot of people don't. She can put on beautiful emerald earrings and sing at the White House, and she can get drunk with a wet wig and twerk on the beach with her man. I had had to take it back to season 3 of The Wendy Show. Well, here's the thing. I didn't want to miss a beat in the story, so I have my own notes too. Okay, let's talk about it. All right, so the biggest story around the world seems to be Jay-Z being attacked in the elevator by Beyonce's sister Solange. It's leading on all the newscasts. Of course, it's a hot topic here, but it's amazing how the world has let go of everything else important and is talking about this. She is kicking his behind. And the security guard's trying to hold her back. Beyonce's next to Jay-Z in the corner. And I know you've seen this footage before, and you know that Beyonce waited a long time before she stepped in between them. Yes, she almost kicked him in his area, but he caught it. This was at, as you might know by now, the after party to the Met Gala. It was at a place here in Manhattan called the Standard Hotel. The hotel is upset because the footage even got out, because this is supposed to be a place that caters to celebrities. But who falls for that? You know, of course, this footage probably made somebody rich. The only thing that would make somebody richer is the person who's got the audio. Okay, so now, you know, I will just say that the people have been speculating and saying, well, why didn't Beyonce get in the middle? In my mind, Beyonce didn't get in the middle because Solange was probably attacking him over something that he knows he was dead wrong about, and therefore, sister didn't get in the middle. And a lot of people are also saying, well, Jay-Z really held his head because, you know, real men don't hit girls, except there's some footage online of Jay-Z hitting a female fan back in the day. Allegedly. The legal team is up there going crazy with the alleged button. The video, everyone, is 3 minutes and 27 seconds. So if you'd like to see the whole video, you can do that on your time. But the bodyguard to Beyonce stopped the elevator in the middle of, you know, going down. They were exiting the party, so they were on their way out to the paparazzi to get in the car and stuff. So stopped the elevator, and the fight went on. And I guess the security guard, by not just... Look, Beyonce and the security guard were standing there like this is nothing new between Solange and Jay-Z. You know, it didn't look like something new. I mean, otherwise, wouldn't you have jumped in the way and stopped it if you were Beyonce? If this was something new, she just stood there in a very delicate dress. I mean, if she did much more, a boob would pop out, because, you know, she was wearing that very revealing dress. All right, so here's what I have. Solange's purse. You know, you see there at one point, by the way, at one point, I think I even see Solange spitting on him. You know what I mean? Solange's purse right there is a 1.1 pound Anna Heinmark metal bag. So it could have definitely done some damage if she connected with his face. In addition, people are saying that inside of this after party to the Met, that Solange got into some sort of argument with the fashion designer Rachel Roy. Now, Rachel Roy used to be an intern at the Rock or whatever, back in the day. And that is when, look, I'm sorry, I gotta say something when I get in the purple chair, so I'm talking. Now look. Back in the day, those offices were Dame Dash and Jay-Z. This is going back to my radio days, you all. Come on, rock with me. There are pretty girls and models walking all around there, posing as interns and secretaries. And it's also was known, I'll say alleged, for the legal team, that Dame and Jay-Z would pass girls around up there. Rachel, were you one of those girls? Come here, Suzanne. I want to give you an example of why it might have been that Solange came out of her face at Rachel in the party in front of other people. Because Jay probably did some stupid slick man mess walking with his wife like this. Whoa. How I'm doing? No, but you know what I mean? Like, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I can't figure out how it is that Beyonce did not get involved with this unless something happened to that party that Beyonce knows that Solange was right, and Solange is just sick and tired of it. And she probably went over to his face during the party and said something slick, like, you know what? You're not gonna do this with my sister right here. You're not gonna do this with my sister right here, right? And then the three of them left the party, and as soon as the elevator door closed, there's 3 minutes and 27 seconds of beatdown. I mean, so, you know, and then Dame Dash went on and married Rachel. So therefore, you know, when Rockefeller, whatever split up, Jay-Z's parting shot could have probably been something like, and I had your wife. Listen, this is a disgusting business. That's all I'm gonna say. This business is so disgusting that I can't. And people were accusing, you know, saying, well, maybe Solange was drunk and therefore went out. But when we show her walking out of the place, she doesn't look drunk. Roll that footage. She doesn't, let's just watch this together, okay? There's the security guard. She doesn't look drunk. She's not teetering on her heels. Her hair is laid. Shout out to her hairstylist. Now watch this, watch. He's not allowed to get in the car, and Beyonce gives a smile and gets in the car with her sister. Now, you can ride with whatever theory that you have about this, but I'm sticking with the Wendy theory. I'm sorry. By the way, everybody needs a sister or cousin or something like that in a Solange. So, you know, Solange, you know, good for you and good for your earlobes too, girl. Yeah, both earrings. You still look put together. But you don't mess with Solange when it comes to Beyonce. You know that, or when it comes to her mom. The word on the street has always been that when Matthew came home with the mistress and pregnant with the little half-brother Nixon, that Solange took it to her father too. You know, you just don't mess with Solange. And I'm trying to think of what in the hell a sister is getting in the way of her married sister, because like your marriage is sacred, you know. Your marriage is sacred, and but there aren't too many reasons I think that a sister would get in the way and start pummeling in a public venue. Now, the elevator was private, but everybody knows the cameras are watching. And they were stepping out to the paparazzi. And this is Beyonce and Jay-Z. Like, I don't think she was out of her mind. I think that Jay-Z has done something really foul, more than a few times in this marriage. And it is my belief that these two people, unfortunately, because I think he dips it where he works and dips it like in the industry, in my opinion. So therefore, when you go into the Oscars or you go to the Met Gala or you go to this party, it's not like random chicks. It's there's Rachel Roy and there's this one and there's that one and no. Oh, and this is not my last note, but this is the last thing I have written down on here. Shut up, you guys. Beyonce used to have a tattoo of Jay-Z on her ring finger. Show the picture and pull up on the ring. Do you see? Okay. I hate this show. We are so damn nosy. Let's show the picture of a ringless Beyonce so we can pull up on that finger and see that the tattoo is on its way off. There's a little Band-Aid over it. Do you understand or are you just awing? Am I like Angela Lansbury? You know, I always appreciated Murder, She Wrote because she doesn't use a gun, she just uses her brain and knows the clues. See, I don't use a gun, but I think this is some pretty damn good detective work. In conclusion, something smells very rotten in Denmark. And I think that all marriages go through stuff. And so they're no different in terms of stuff than any marriage. But I think that Jay-Z and Beyonce, I wish that they weren't going on this world tour. I think that they need to have several seats for a moment. I don't want to see him going to Nets games. I don't want to see him out for dinner. Cook something, or hire a. You know, you got to cook at home. You're like, you all just need to. You all just need to, like, I think that they need to lay low. As much as we love to see them out and about, I enjoy seeing them at the games also smiling and having a good time, and when they're out with that little daughter. Now look at her checking his text. I mean, you see, then the more they go out now, the more under scrutiny their relationship is going to be, and that's not right because all marriages go through something. It just so happens that there's something is on a Sherry Shepherd is so happy that this story happened. Sherry. Hey, Sherry girl, I'm telling you, whatever you and your husband, soon to be ex-husband, are going through, all you gotta do is wait a beat and another celebrity does something and everybody forgets. So Sherry is someplace like, thank God for Solange. It is a very unfortunate situation. I don't think that this couple is going to make a statement. Why do they have to make a statement? I don't believe that they have to make a statement. What are they gonna statementize? You know, I've said what I said, and you'll keep talking, because we're all talking. It's the front page of the news, and it's the lead newscast on every news thing. Solange, more power to you. And Beyonce, I wish I had a sister who would fight like that. I mean, I know she would, but my sister's older than me. And she'd be she'd be scared of breaking bones. And Jay-Z, no good's gonna come to you until you fill in the blanks. So now, we've got a lot of ground to cover today, so let's just start, because the streets are still talking about what led up to Solange's violent attack on Jay-Z in the elevator. You never get tired of seeing this video, say some of the producers that work here. I'm over the story, actually, but, well, I am, but I know it's my duty to spill it, so I'll continue. We all know the Standard Hotel, the Met Gala after party, yada, 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 a 3-minute and 27-second video. Of course, we can't show you the whole thing, but you see the important parts, including that parting shot that she gives him as they're leaving the, I don't mean to laugh, that's not right. But of all the things the security guard did, and by the way, I get that he's there to protect Beyonce, but why would he leave Solange and Jay-Z in the elevator so she can get that parting shot? Anyway, so the theory, the first theory I'm gonna tell you comes from the New York Daily News today. It says that Solange's friend, oh, by the way, remember my comment about Rachel Roy yesterday, the clothing designer? I left a beat out of that story, and that beat is Rachel Roy and Solange were friends enough to attend the Met Gala in 2012 together, just so that you know. Anyway, back to the party at the Standard. One theory that the Daily News has today is that Solange's friends showed up at the Standard Hotel using Jay-Z's name to try to get through, because I guess, you know, the Solange name wasn't powerful enough. And no, I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, like, this is a really crappy industry. Like, she's probably sick and tired of being called Beyonce's sister Solange. You know, she actually does put out some pretty good earthy music. You know, she's got her following, she's a DJ, and she's an artist herself. And I get it when Beyonce's your sister that we call her Beyonce's sister Solange, but that has got to be tiring. You know what I mean? So the friends show up, and the friends are using Jay-Z's name to try to get into the party. The friends are dressed inappropriate, and I don't know who the friends were, but they might have been like some Brooklyn hipsters. She lives, or lived at one point over, you know, like she's a hipster. Maybe they, anyway, the point is that a party like that doesn't have +5s. You can't just bring people in. Jay-Z got upset, according to the Daily News, and you know, told her, you know, stop using my name to get in, you know, for your friends to get into the party. Well, that's one theory. You know, I still stick with the theory that I told you about yesterday, the whole Rachel Roy and Solange got up in her face. I don't feel like going through it. Go to my YouTube channel. You can look back on Hot Topics. But and they also were only in this party, Jay-Z, Beyonce, and Solange, for 20 minutes before they left, because she got up in Rachel Roy's face, and you know that was an argument. Jay-Z, another theory is, tried to ditch Beyonce and Solange to go to Rihanna's party. And it's being alleged that then Solange said, well, why do you have to go to another party without your wife? Why can't you just go home? If you know what she was implying. Then there's another theory. There's another theory in the New York Post today, and they said that Solange was very drunk. Well, you want to know what? We talk a lot about people around here, but I'm going to tell you one thing right now. I don't believe that Solange was drunk. I don't believe Solange was high. But what I am wondering is, do Beyonce and Jay-Z want to protect their own reputation so much that they actually have their publicists putting that out there? You see? You make it so that, you know, Jay-Z and Beyonce will be fine, and people will look at Solange as being the wayward, drunken, you know, sister, because our reputations and our image, you know, as the premier couple is so important that we'll just throw Solange under the bus. I wonder. All right, so there was a body language expert that told the Daily Mail. Well, no. Listen. If you want me to tell, I'm going to dissect a story for you. You know. Excuse me, dissect. I've always had a problem with that word, dissect. Anyway, a body expert told the Daily Mail that Beyonce's reaction in the elevator shows that this probably has happened before. The way she just stood there. Which, you know, I said that yesterday, and I think a lot of you all agreed with me through the TV and whatnot, that, you know, for Beyonce to just be standing there and doing nothing at all, like none of this was surprising to her, you know, and then people are throwing it around, you know, on the blogosphere that Jay-Z puts hands on Beyonce. Now I say, whoa, where are we going with this? And there are a whole bunch of pictures with close-ups of bruises and things like that. Oh, excuse me, you bump your knee on the cabinet and you get a bruise if you're thin-blooded like me. So you know, I'm not buying that part. But anyway, Solange and Jay-Z reportedly were spotted yesterday in Manhattan at a jewelry store shopping. Yeah, no, I've heard outlets talking about this, but I've got the real tea because Mr. Flawless happens to be a family friend. And so we call Mr. Flawless and he says, no, Solange and Jay-Z were not here looking at buying or checking out jewelry, but Money Man Mayweather was. Yeah, so it was Floyd Mayweather, and that was what all the hoopla was in front of Mr. Flawless jewelry store. So, by the way, Beyonce this morning woke up and posted these pictures on her Instagram page, you know, wanting that sisterly thing back. They'll get it back together, but they got to straighten out their mess. And I say the only way you straighten it out is stay in the house. Stop going to Nets games. You know what I mean? Pop your popcorn, put on the ID channel on low tone so that you can hear each other talk. You know, you drink your champagne. You just stay in the house for like, you know, 5 years. And just, well, or however long it takes to straighten this out. I mean, Beyonce and Jay-Z are going on their world tour still. As a matter of fact, as recent as yesterday, didn't they add like 4 more dates? 2 more? Yeah. So they're gonna be out touring. Why don't they have Solange be their opening act and then you all can be on tour and get it together? Well, I'm gonna catch you up to date on the Solange Knowles thing. Did you notice I didn't say Beyonce's sister Solange? I think, oh my gosh. In a weird way, I think this scandal might be helping her develop her own identity. Because I'm guilty just like you are. We always say Beyonce's sister Solange. Anyway, she could be going to jail. Solange attacked Jay-Z, as you know, and now with the footage out there and everything, we're not the only ones who saw it. The cops here in Manhattan saw it too. And now they're saying that they're thinking of charging her with attempted assault. And if you know a little bit about the law, you know the law is such now where Jay-Z does not need to file charges. If the cops see something wrong, that's like, if your boyfriend punches you in the face and breaks your nose, and you call the cops on him, and then the cops show up, and you're icing your nose, but you and your boyfriend have made up, and you tell them, there's no trouble here, I don't want to press charges. The cops these days now are allowed to go over what you want to do and press charges based on what they see. See? And this right here wasn't just, a punch in the arm or a mush in the side of the head. I mean, this was a violent attack by a woman who clearly wanted to do damage. I mean, she came at him with a metal purse and tried to kick him in the jewels. Yeah. So, so I'm sure that they're not going to throw her in the squad car and put the cuffs behind her. Maybe they will treat it as an incident where they issue a warrant for her arrest, and then she will just, drive herself to the police station and go in and answer the questions without the cuffation and all the embarrassment. But I got to tell you something. I believe that this could very well happen. I mean, the buzz is everywhere right now that she could be arrested. But listen. Here in Manhattan the other day, Alec Baldwin was riding his bicycle the wrong direction on Madison Avenue. They put him in the cuffs, threw him in the squad car, and took him down to the station house. So if they can do that for an old man riding a bike, I mean, not old, but you know what I'm saying. If they could do that for an older gentleman riding a bike who wasn't fighting, then imagine what they would do to a young black girl in the elevator, scrapping. And how does this entire story affect the whole brand of all three of them? Well, we're going to talk about it later on in our Hot Talk panel. We got my feisty friends here to break that down. On another note, I don't think that Solange, I take that back, because Solange I don't think has a brand. Solange has fans, and she's got music that people really enjoy. But if anything, this has helped bring her into the forefront so more people know exactly who she is. Doesn't mean that she's going to make a song that's going to be on the hit parade, at a radio station. But at least for those of you who didn't know exactly who Solange was, other than Beyonce's little sister, now you know. She's a fighter. The person who leaked the security video of Solange attacking Jay-Z was found and then fired. Reportedly, it was a female security guard. And she didn't take the tape from the hotel security system. She recorded it on her cell phone. Well, that was smart, though, because, I'd be thinking about just take the tape. So that was smart. The less than smart thing is that it took her 5 days. She shopped it around for 5 days before she got, some dough for it. Finally, it was TMZ who bought the video. Originally, it was reported that whoever sold it for $250,000, but now there's some discrepancy in the amount of money. Some people are saying $50,000, some are saying $100,000, others are saying $250,000. Either way, now she's going to lose it all because now the Standard's going to sue her. They've hired a high-priced lawyer to go after this security guard girl, and now she can never be, I guess, a security person again since she's a security breacher. It's terrible. I mean, not terrible. What's terrible is that you didn't just show up here at the Wendy show, knock on the door, and as of right now, that tape was leaked 71 hours ago. So I figure the Standard was trying to, look at timelines, who was working, figure out who it was, and they figured it out. If I were a security guard, the only person that I would tell is my mom, because she'd have to be the one to go out and sell it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't do it. And you need a partner in crime, but maybe the security guard bragged to her friends, bought all her girls Gucci bags, and they're like, girl, where'd you get this money? I think it's I'm not saying breaking the law is right, but I'm saying it's brilliant that she did it on the camera phone. You should have taken it right to either A, the Wendy show, because we're right here in New York, or, no, you guys think I'm joking. We keep a budget for things like this. Or B, all right, buy a plane ticket, go out and see Harvey Levin at TMZ and sell it to them. It shouldn't have taken her to go around to a hot as tomato video like that. It shouldn't have taken 5 outlets for you to sell it. Oh, security girl. Now your booty's in a sling and you're gonna be sued and you lost your job and now everybody's laughing at you. But it's the best piece ever. To me, it's like she's a hero, because otherwise we wouldn't have known about this. You know, this is the story that keeps on living. I mean, Beyoncé and Jay-Z and Solange are now getting flack because they haven't put the rumors to rest. Whatever the rumors are, people feel as though they need to, you know, have some sort of interview or make some sort of statement. It was even suggested here on our show that they need to sit down with Oprah. And I'm like, all right, I'll give you my opinion. Clap if you think that they need to say something. See, I don't feel as though they owe us an explanation because the video speaks volumes, you know. The video speaks volumes. It looks like this is not the first time that this has happened between those two, and not the first time that Beyoncé has just stood there. But I mean, you know what I mean? Just stood there and let it happen. As a matter of fact, if anything, it seems to me that Beyoncé is a very, very passive woman probably when she gets off that stage, just by indication of what we saw in the video. She really does need that Sasha Fierce persona, you know, to go hard, because I don't think she's hard in real life. And as far as that ring finger thing, I think that is the tell-all sign of everything. Now see, the 4 is because he was born on the 4th of whatever month he was, and she's born on the 4th month of whatever she was. And then the Ivy, and Ivy is like that Roman numeral 4. That's why they named her Blue Ivy. And so that is very significant, this tattoo to their relationship. And here she is with her ring and it's on in happier times. And here she is where it's off. And that's a little blurry and grainy, but trust me when I tell you that it's not what it was. Can you see that? That is a telltale sign. Now, the process of the removal happened before the elevator beat down. So things have been probably a little shaky in Denmark, but that's how marriage goes, you know. But things have probably been shaky in their lives for a moment now. And then people are saying, well, Solange might feel some type of ways because, you know, Jay-Z, if he's the king of all, you know, what he does, and he puts out Rihanna and he puts out Rita Ora, and Solange is attractive and she can sing, why haven't you put out me, brother-in-law? Maybe she has some sort of resentment, you know? In addition, maybe he doesn't treat her sister as kindly as they want us to believe. And Solange knows stuff, you know? I'll tell you what, though, I don't want to see Solange making fun of it. The rumor in the street is that she's supposed to be on Saturday Night Live this weekend. I mean, I don't mind seeing them make a joke of it, but I don't want to see none of them Knowles, Carter people make no jokes about nothing. And I also don't need a statement, but I also insist that they need to sit down, and I've been pretty consistent with it. They need to go in the house and have several seats until the start. No, you know why? You know why? Because this story will go away. Because there's a celebrity right now up to no good, and we'll find out about that on the evening news. And that story, if they were smart, this is just me thinking, they really do need to have Solange as the opening act and change the name of the tour to A Family Affair. And none of them, no, isn't that a good idea? You laugh. I think that's brilliant. And yeah, you know, you might be looking at them side-eyed if you're gonna go to the concert. I mean, but you know, just because it'll be bringing up all the memories, but by the same token, things happen in all relationships, not to that extent necessarily, but you know, I don't feel as though they owe us an explanation. And again, to the girl with the tape or anybody who has any tea, if you're looking to dump it, we're right here in Chelsea. We're right here. You know, Jay-Z and Beyoncé have this On the Run tour coming up. This concert. It's a 17-city tour here in our country. I think they're going to Paris also and one other place, maybe Australia, over there. But 17 cities in America, and it's the On the Run tour, and they're less than 10 days. before the first leg of the tour starts, the first concert, which is going to be in Miami, and not one show anywhere is sold out. Well, I was shocked also, you guys, until I did the math in my mind, and I said, okay, well, first of all, the tickets for this show are marked up 44% from when she was just on the Mrs. Carter tour, and then he was separately on his tour. See, both of them have toured separately within the last year. And I'm thinking that maybe the reason that people aren't buying tickets is because people who really wanted to see them and had no idea they were going to be touring as Mr. and Mrs. already bought the individual tickets for the tours. It's just, you know, the music business at this particular point, it's a bad business to be in. I mean, you know, there are people making plenty of money, but it's hard to sustain that. And then, of course, the egos that go along with it, you know, it's got to feel really bad to get out there and perform Crazy in Love to crickets. Why, I'll bet that if the tickets continue to sell horribly, somebody will break a leg or an ankle, and all of a sudden, the tour will have to be canceled. You know what I mean? Do you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Anyway, all right, so let's examine the seating chart for the 76,000 seat arena in Miami, shall we? All right, I'll use my finger as the pointer. The gray sections are all sold out. Sold out. But you see, there's a lot of light blue, right? The light blue is like 40% sold out. And the dark blue is totally available. And I don't know what the black section is. Maybe that's where Solange and her gang are gonna be. I don't know. So if you want floor seats, like those really good dark blue seats, those are all available. The problem is that the tickets are gonna cost you a grip. And here's another thing. You know, it's summertime, and I don't know about you, but I think that for most Americans, during the summer is our time to take off and go to the beach. You drive to the beach, gas is a fortune. Your kids are going to summer camp. And yeah, you know, Jay-Z and Beyonce, their fans are everybody. You know, they're young and they're old and they're Samoan and they're black and they're white and they're gay and they're straight. So if they can't sell something out, then you know something's got to be wrong someplace in the economy where people are reprioritizing their money. You know, kids who could afford to go are getting ready to go off to college. Parents are no longer just gonna foot that bill by ourselves. We want you to do something too. I suspect every radio station across the country will just be, you know, flooding the tickets, just throwing them at people because, you know, ego-wise, like I said, for Jay-Z and Beyonce to get out there and see a bunch of empty seats, that's not a good look. Then they also have this thing where they lower like a black curtain around the walls to make the arena look smaller. So then, so then everybody's seats are scooched up closer to the stage. Oh, listen, these celebrities pull all kinds of trickery when they're performing for you. You know, good luck to Jay-Z and Beyonce. If the tickets don't go well, I suspect they'd be fighting every night after they get off stage, right? Well, you're the one who wanted to go on this tour. Well, you said you wanted to be here. Well, we wouldn't have to try so hard if Solange didn't do that thing in the elevator. Did you hear that Beyonce's daddy got another girl pregnant? I'll give you the details on that story tomorrow. Look, it's only a 1-hour show. But we'll talk about another Knowles, Solange. So she gave an interview, her very first interview since the elevator attack on Jay-Z to Lucky magazine. That's the magazine with the stickers so that you can point to stuff. Do you read Lucky? They have stickers inside so that when you really adore something, like on page 55, you can mark it with the sticker and then go back and buy it later. Anyway, so Solange is brushing off the whole elevator incident by referring to it as that thing, and she says that her family is all good. Well, I mean, things happen in families, and for her to brush it off as that thing, people apparently, you, not me, are upset with her for not opening up more about the fight. But you can't open up about the fight because the fight involves her sister and her sister's husband and her niece. And that's for Beyoncé and Jay-Z to address, not Solange. But you know what the fight had to do with, in my mind? Other women. Another one specifically. I mean, what more should Solange say? You know, she was, as far as I'm concerned, she was a good little sister for not saying anything. But Beyoncé, and besides, Solange is engaged. She's got her own life going on. She's engaged to that old man. And you know, she's got her own thing happening. In the meantime, we'll be talking about Jay-Z's alleged cheating scandal later on in the Inside Scoop. Perez Hilton is here. Yeah. I can tell you though, what's making me upset about Beyoncé and Jay-Z is that, you know, they're on this On the Run tour, you know, and there was some footage online of him going in to kiss her and her turning her head. For those of you who troll the internet, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know, her turning her head, like, get away. And then there's also footage of her singing, you know, one of her songs, and she changed the words, and the words basically were disrespectful to Jay-Z, who, according to the words, apparently he's disrespected the marriage, allegedly, several times. But, you know, for Jay-Z and Beyoncé, like don't tease us. Right now, he's the clown in this whole thing. He is the clown, and she's looking like, I just either say something or say nothing. Don't do anything, you know? Oh my gosh, I got the case of the giggles. All right, so listen, a surprising person may be joining 50 Shades of Grey, the movie. Beyoncé. I'm confused. Is that what as in great or what as in no? No. Wow! Wow. Okay, so Beyoncé released a video that hinted she might be a part of, not the actual movie, but the soundtrack. Is that better? Okay, well, take a look, and then we'll talk more. I'm assuming that she's going to be part of the soundtrack. You know, in our meeting, you know, with the staff earlier today, people were mixed. Some people were saying, you know, this is lowbrow for her because although this movie is going to be huge at the box office, I know I'm going to see it because I invested my time in 2.5 books. I couldn't even get through the third one. I couldn't. It was like the stupidest plot line. The stupidest plot line. Oops, sorry. And that Anastasia girl was just so stupid. Remember when she first met Christian? She tripped over her feet walking in the office, and you know, and then him with that stupid red room, and it was a stupid book. But you know, I have to admit, you know, sometimes I think we all do things because we don't want to be left out of a movement. So the reason why I started reading the books is because you all did, and I didn't want to be left out of the movement. But the movie, I will definitely see it because I'm already invested in the book. People are saying, critics are saying that the movie is over-sexualized, it's anti-female. Well, the book did play down women and played up men, and they also say that the movie could be a huge flop, and then that will ruin Beyoncé's winning streak. And then I was trying to think, has she ever lost at anything since she first got started? Beyoncé has hit everything in stride. The perfumes, the music. She has done no wrong. It's a perfect career. But I think that, like, when people do movies, when they act in movies, the soundtrack is separate and apart from the movie. Like, this movie could suck, but if the soundtrack is good, don't you separate the movie from the soundtrack? Yes. I think that this is great for her to be a part of this because when this movie comes out, even though we've been hearing about it for a long time, when it finally comes here, it's going to be big. And you know what? Beyonce, the movie is over-sexualized, but so is Beyonce in the last 2 years. Like, it, you know... I mean, in the last 2 years, her reputation seems to have, and it's because of pressure like from girls like Rihanna and stuff. Whether Beyonce will admit that or not, she doesn't have to. We see the world around her, and it's forced her to dance with a thong and put her booty to us. On the like, you know, her outfits are sexier, her moves are sexier, the lyrics to her songs are sexier, so she is over-sexualized. And as far as bad for the women's movement, not every woman agrees that women who get up there like Beyonce are good for women. I personally, it doesn't bother me that she gets up there and twerks in a thong. You know, if you can do it, hey. But only because the rest of her life is so pulled together. She's got that husband and she's got the baby, and her regular demeanor is not twerkish. It's when she turns into Sasha Fierce that she becomes that person. And a lot of people would say, a lot of women are offended by Beyonce getting up there and doing that. But, you know, anyway, I think she's perfect for the movie. And I can't wait for it to come out. Anyway, one of the biggest celebrity couples in the world could be over. You know it. Jay-Z and Beyonce. Well, personally speaking, I'm doing this story because I think that you're curious. Quite honestly, I think that this is the kind of couple that will stay together, you know, because it's good for business and because they don't want to disappoint us and because, you know, they don't want to disappoint, I guess, you know, our Father who art in heaven, you know. But anyway, so according to the New York Post, they're on the Run tour, could be the end of their marriage. Well, magazines and Entertainment Tonight style shows and whatnot have been talking for weeks about, you know, their marriage not being on such solid ground. They reportedly are trying to figure out a way to split without divorcing. In other words, a hood divorce. Listen. They say that they are worth $1 billion collectively, so that is a lot of money to divide. I could never stay together for the purpose of pleasing you all. Like, if I'm not feeling marriage, I'll be the first one to let you know. It's done. And I wouldn't feel any ways about it, and I don't feel necessary to stay married for kids. You know, we've talked about that before through the TV. But something tells me that they are both vain enough in their own separate rights that, like, he wouldn't want his fans to turn on him. Because once you lose Beyonce, does the world start throwing tomatoes at you? And then her, I don't picture her dating. You know what I'm saying? Like really, which is a shame. It really is a shame. But I don't picture her dating and getting out there and just really dipping it and doing it. And I think that if they do get a real divorce, it won't happen anytime soon. I say in like 2 or 3 years. But something tells me that it might be never, you know, and they'll just live apart silently. And people love their love. You know, us, the general population. I mean, we put pressure on them too. I love their love. I think they, you know. Although I must say, I have several cynics on the staff here at Wendy that say, it's not about love, it's about the business. You know, there's no love to love, Wendy, don't be naive. And I'm like, no, but they love each other, shut up. Yeah, but I do think, though, that they are vain enough that when the love is over and when he wants to twerk his way around the world with other women or whatever, that they will not divorce because they're scared of what we're going to say. And I say, go ahead and divorce. We'll say something for 30 seconds, and then we'll move on to the next celebrity couple. That's how we are, right? So Monica Lewinsky is breaking her silence in Vanity Fair about her infamous affair with President Clinton. I'll be very honest with you. I really don't care. I mean, so you know, in that Beyoncé song, Partition, how she says, he Lewinsky'd all on my gown. You see, she's become the butt of jokes. Oh, and by the way, before I tell you her response to that, the blue dress, she says she wants to bury it. Well, here's what I say. Don't be a fool, girl. Sell that bad boy on eBay. You know, I don't know that she comes from a family of money. You know, I don't know what her money situation is, but sell it on eBay, you know? Don't just bury it or throw it away. Anyway, here's her response to the partition Beyoncé words. Thanks, Beyoncé, but if we were verbing, I think you meant Bill Clinton on my gown, not Monica Lewinsky. I'm still, you know what? This girl needs a hug. Monica, why are you talking? Why are you talking? I'm shocked she listens to like modern music and stuff. You just figured she'd be someplace still repenting. I don't know. Kim and Kanye's wedding, as you know, is this weekend. But there's major drama. Major drama. Which to me is easily fixable, but all parties probably wouldn't agree. Jay-Z and Rachel Roy are both expected to attend. You remember Rachel, the one allegedly in the middle of the Solange elevator beatdown. You know who Rachel is. Mm-hmm. Well, you didn't know this part. Rachel is also, she's invited because she's one of Kim's best friends. And I'm not talking about the superficial best friend. This is the best friend. They went house hunting. She went house hunting with Kim together. What else did they do together? Bridal shower, she was there. Oh, she was there at the stadium when Kanye proposed and everything. So this isn't like some random person who's a friend. This is like a friend. So in this case, who would you rather have more? Oh, by the way, she's closer to Kim, obviously, than Beyoncé, who's, to me, not close at all, you know. But still, who would you rather have at your wedding? Jay-Z and Beyoncé or Rachel Roy, the best friend? Okay, wait. Clap if Rachel needs to be there no matter what. Well, then we agree to disagree. Because I might be superficial only when I'm sitting here on this chair and I'm trying to think like a lot of the world, you know, very superficial. If I was Kim, I'd rather have Jay-Z and Beyoncé at the wedding. Sorry. Rachel can be at the next wedding. This wedding right here is all about the photo opportunities with Kanye and Kim and Jay-Z and Beyoncé. Alas, honestly, here's what I think should happen. I think that Jay-Z and Beyoncé both need to stay in New York and not go to this wedding. There is no way, and it's not because I don't trust Jay-Z. First of all, Beyoncé, you know, is not gonna be going to this wedding. So believe what you read. I'm telling you right now, the girl will not be there. With or without Rachel Roy. But now knowing that Rachel Roy was there, the woman at the center of the elevator beatdown, I'm not going to this wedding, number one, as Beyoncé. And number two, if you're my man, then you're not going either. And look, check it out. And the reason that I say you're not going either, it has nothing to do with me thinking that you're gonna end up in the hotel sheets with Rachel Roy, because that is dead. Too many people are watching. But the reason that I wouldn't want you to go is because because they've chosen her over us or over you. And I would call Kanye if I was Jay-Z and I'd say, look, man, you know, and flip it, right? Make it seem like, look, man, you know Rachel's gonna be there and I'm gonna be there and I don't want any attention taken off of you, man. This is your big day. You know, like flip it. Flip it with a Jedi mind trick. But, you know, so will Jay-Z be there? I don't know. He's one of the best men. But you want to know what? In this superficial business, you can collect another best man over at the elevator. At the hotel in Italy or something like that. If I were Jay-Z and Beyoncé, I wouldn't be there. Let Rachel have her moment with her best friend if that's what Kim wants her to do.